Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything from hair to fashion to skincare products. We'll talk about the latest trends in makeup, hairstyles, and anti-aging remedies. And we'll cover all of the newest fashion trends. If you have an interest in or questions about the beauty and fashion trends that might work best for you, the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast has got you covered.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GSMC Beauty Tips Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Shear Stud. You can call me Jaden because we're friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 98. And in this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about my week and how I'm doing. And then after that, we're going to go through the looks from RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 2, Episode 8. Then after that, as many of you guys know, the Grammys did just happen. And if you know me, you know that I have something to say. So I'm going to say it on this podcast. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the Grammys, and it's going to be a grand old time. And stay tuned till the end of the show, where I'm going to make sure that you become an expert on everything serum related for skincare serum. We're going to talk about the ingredients. We're going to talk about what ingredients are good for what and the difference between this product versus this product and this versus that. It's going to be fun. So make sure you stay tuned. All right. So let's talk a little bit about how my week was. If you listened to the last episode, I told you guys that I am not really working at the moment for a day job. You know what I mean? I'm not working for corporate America at the moment. So this past week, I've kind of had a lot of time to reflect, work on myself a little bit, and just like have some fun, right? You know what I mean? Just while job hunt's going on, whatever, right? Just have some fun, hang out for a little bit, right? And part of that, like I said last time, is a lot of personal self-care. And so something that I've been doing just to make sure that I don't go spiraling into a depressive episode is just making sure that I at least leave the house once a day. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, doesn't matter where I'm going, doesn't matter how long I'm out of the house, just as long as I leave my front door and like leave my street, right? That's really the only requirement. I told you guys last time too that I've started going to the gym and I'm like working on like my health and my fitness and like my body, right? And so going to the gym every day that's really been the thing to get me out of the house, because it's the time of COVID. Everybody knows you can't really leave your house and you can't whatever, right? Going to the gym just allows me to get out of the house, leave all of my thoughts and everything behind, and just go to the gym, focus on just working out for like an hour, hour and a half, and just focus on that. And I really find that it's like a really good distraction from any stress, anything that I may be worrying about, any like schoolwork that's like haunting me, you know what I mean? And I'm fortunate enough that the college that I attend, the on-campus gym is still open, with some like tweaks because of COVID. And so I've been able to go to that gym for free. Well, not really for free. It comes out of my tuition, but I don't have to pay extra to go to the gym. And it's relatively close by, so it's pretty accessible. And it just makes it a lot easier to find the motivation to go to the gym when it's accessible. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people face this problem, and honestly, if I had to go to a gym that was like further away or like that I had to pay a lot of money for, I probably wouldn't do it. another thing that I try to do for my personal self-care is to not stay in my room. I live in a house with 3 other people and a cat. And too many times in the past would I just stay in my room all day. I would hardly ever come out and just like be a little hermit crab in my room, right? Well, that ended up like mentally like not being the best for me, right? Because I'm just doing a lot of reflecting in my head most of the time, and it's just like not good. So I find that if I just try to leave my room and just be not in my room that much, then I find that I'm not like psyching myself out, if that makes any sense. Like I'm not getting nervous about anything. I'm not like causing myself any like unnecessary stress. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of doing that. This morning, however, I was in my room for the entire morning because I was doing homework. So I feel like that's an exception because I was still doing something in my room, right? And so one thing that I try to do to avoid just like sitting in my room, like on my bed, like not doing anything, is even if like I'm just going to be on my phone, just go in the living room, do it on the couch, do it in the dining room, like anywhere else, just except my room. You know what I mean? And this also helps me like fall asleep at night in my bed, because if I spend too much time like in my bed stressing about things, then I'm sort of conditioning myself to, when I'm in my bed, to do that reflecting, like stress myself out. Gears are turning in my head, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things that is really like not the best for anybody, really. It can cause you to spiral into a depression. It can worsen your anxiety, which was happening to me, but I am taking all the necessary steps to make sure that that does not happen. I've also tried to be more on top of like cleaning my room, right? Because I feel like it's my room and it's a space that's my own, that I don't share with anybody, because the house I share with other people, but my room is like my room, right? I'm sure a lot of people feel this way too, because I also feel like if my room isn't clean, then my life is not together. And the same thing goes for my car. If my car is a mess, my life is a mess. But if my car and my room are clean, then my life is in order, my life is organized, and it's just perfect, right? So I've been trying to stay on top of like cleaning up as I go, which I don't think anybody talks about like how hard that is. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just the only one who thinks that that's kind of difficult. I find that like if I get home from the gym, it's a lot easier for me to like change out of my clothes and then just like leave them like on the floor, right? I'm not one to like leave clothes on the floor, right? This is just an example. I find it easier to just leave the clothes on the floor because I'm tired, I'm sore, my body hurts, I'm tired. I just want to like take a shower, whatever, right? And to make the conscious decision in that moment to pick up my clothes off the floor, put them in the dirty clothes, and then go about whatever I'm going to do after that, I think is kind of challenging, because you almost have to like teach yourself to clean up as you go. I think I've kind of just gotten into the habit of I'll just clean it all later, or I'll take care of it later, or whatever, right? And I think it kind of contradicts the fact that like if my car is clean and my room is clean, then my life is in order. Because if that was the case, then why wouldn't I just keep those things constantly clean, as opposed to like letting them get super duper dirty and messy and cluttered and then cleaning it, right? I think part of that is just timing. I felt like before, when I was working a typical job, going in at 7, leaving at 3, coming home, right? I felt like I just didn't have time to do much. And the last thing I wanted to do was spend my time cleaning, because that just didn't sound appealing to me. And I'm also going through the steps of like teaching myself that cleaning can be therapeutic and that it doesn't necessarily need to be like a chore, if that makes any sense. I think a lot of people can probably relate to this, that like there's a lot of things that need to be done like around the house that I kind of just view as like a punishment, because growing up, that's what it was. I would do something wrong. Okay, well, now I have to do the dishes for a week. Or I would fail a test and I have to clean the entire house, or like something like that, right? And so now I've kind of just associated with doing certain tasks as being a punishment, cleaning my room being one of those things. But have no fear. I'm working towards it, everybody. I'm trying my best. And I think it's definitely been good. I am trying to keep up and I'm doing the best that I can, which is all that anybody can really ask for me. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, I've been going to the gym, doing the thing, getting my fitness in, getting the gains, everything. I started to take pre-workout, which if you don't know, pre-workout is just like an insane amount of caffeine so that when you work out, you have energy. It kind of pushes you more to be able to do more, right? And the brand that I use, I think it's like C4. I think mine is blue raspberry flavored. And I was not expecting it to taste as good as it did. But it was so good. And whenever I go to the gym with my friend, her name is Renee, hey bestie, she likes to dry scoop her pre-workout, which means, so there's a tiny little scoop in every pre-workout container. She'll take the scoop, she'll dump the powder in her mouth, take a sip of water, swish it around in her mouth, and then drink it. Personally, that's going to be a no from me. I like to mix it in with like 6 to 8 ounces of water, like the directions tell you to do, and then just down it, right? Because I don't know. I've just seen other people, when they take pre-workout, they just down it. They don't really sip it. You know what I mean? I remember the other day, the first time that I was going to take pre-workout, I was like, you know what? We're going to dry scoop it. We're going to try it. I just want to see what it's like. Right, so then I get the scoop, and I'm looking at the scoop full of the pre-workout, and I was like, there's no way. Because I started to get flashbacks from the cinnamon challenge. I don't know if you've ever tried the cinnamon challenge. It's where you take a spoonful of cinnamon, put it in your mouth, and you try to swallow it. But the reason why it's a challenge is because the cinnamon will absorb all of the saliva and all of the moisture that is in your mouth, and you cannot swallow it. I cannot remember how old I was when I tried it, but I do know that it was because of peer pressure. I personally did not want to do it, but I was pushed to do it. And it did not end well, as you can imagine. I took a spoonful of cinnamon, put it in my mouth, and I tried to swallow it, and started coughing, choking, to the point where I actually threw up. So if you're ever going to try the cinnamon challenge, just know you might throw up. And I also heard that there was like cases of like people like ending up in the hospital because like the cinnamon like found its way into like parts of your body that it like wasn't supposed to. I'm not too sure about how accurate that is, but regardless, just don't do the cinnamon challenge. There's plenty of people who did it online. Watch them do it. It's totally fine. Another thing that I did actually a couple days ago, or yesterday, I have no concept of time. Something that I did yesterday was reformat my personal or my drag Instagram. What I'll do is I'll film a TikTok or something on the TikTok app, and then once it's finished, I'll save it, and then I will post it to TikTok. Maybe sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. But then if it's a good enough TikTok, then I'll post it to Instagram. And so Instagram has this new feature. Well, it's not really new. It's been out for a while, called Reels, which is essentially just TikTok on Instagram, right? People can make short videos, and it's the same format, like you just scroll through. And so what I did is I archived all of my posts that had a TikTok video, archived those, and then reposted all of my TikToks that I had posted as a reel. And I didn't think that it was going to post them to my timeline again. I thought it would just show up in like a separate section, and then people can like go to that section and then see it. I didn't think that it was going to show up on the timeline. Well, that was not the case, because I posted, I think in total, 16 TikToks or 16 reels, I guess, in the span of like 15 minutes. And then I finally refreshed my Instagram timeline, and then they all showed up right there. And I was like, yikes. I just blew up all of my followers' timelines and just oversaturated them with my content. And then I was like, well, it's already done. I'm not going to delete it and then just like do it again. You know what I mean? Because it's content that I've already made. It's content people have already seen. I'm just reformatting it so that I could reach more people. Because on Instagram, there's a section where you can just watch Reels, and it's curated via an algorithm similar to TikTok. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't really watch Reels on Instagram. I know somebody made a recommendation to me that I should post my TikToks on there, on Reels, which is one of the reasons why I did it. But I don't ever watch Reels of like other content creators unless like I don't actively seek them out. You know what I mean? But other than that, like I really haven't done too much this week. Just going to school, going to the gym, and doing this podcast. And that's all I really need to be doing at the moment. So that was my week. Let me know if you're listening to this on YouTube. Comment down below. How was your week? If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, shoot me a DM on Instagram, GSMC_beauty. Tell me how your week was. I want to know because I'm curious. And because we're friends, I care. Thank you guys so much for listening to me rant about my week. So now let's get into like the real like beauty tips. You know what I mean? So after the break, stay tuned because we're going to be going through the looks from RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 2, Episode 8. Girl, it was a good one. So stay tuned.
The GSMC Life and Happiness podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 98 of the GSMC Beauty Tips podcast. Before the break, I talked to you guys about how my week was and just what I've been doing and kind of the rundown about me. So now let's get into something that isn't about me, but something that I still am obsessed with, and that is RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Specifically, we're going to be talking about Season 2, Episode 8, which is the most recent episode. So this podcast episode is being recorded on a Thursday, which is the same day that a new episode of Drag Race UK is posted to WoW Presents Plus. So the finale has been posted. I just haven't watched it yet. And I'm very nervous. I am very nervous. But first, let's go through episode 8 before we jump into my thoughts about who should win, why each queen is deserving or undeserving. Well, that's not necessarily true. I think everybody, anyways, I feel like they all deserve it. So, episode 8. This episode, the runway category is Panto Dame. Now, if you're like me, I had no idea what the hell that was. And Michelle Visage, for some reason, seemed very excited about it. So I did what anybody would do. And I looked it up. So I'm going to read you the definition of it. So this definition is according to Wikipedia. A panto dame, or a pantomime dame, is a traditional role in British pantomime. It's part of the theatrical tradition of travesty portrayed of female characters by male actors in drag. Dame characters are often played either in extreme camp style or else by men acting butch in women's clothing. So I would just imagine theater drag, pretty much. Over the top, crazy makeup, big outfits, just very in your face, which I have absolute time for. So there's only 4 contestants left. So we are going to start in order from least favorite to most favorite, as we typically do. So unfortunately, coming in last is going to be Taste. The reason why I think Taste is going to be last is my last pick for my favorite look. Only because when I look at all 4 of their outfits together, Taste's outfit just does not fit. And I know that it was just that Taste justified it on the show as like, well, no, like I've seen like fairies that are like pantomimes and you know what I mean? And so she did kind of try to justify it. But I feel like if there's a challenge where the category is something that not a lot of people know, then I think you should kind of just stick to like the textbook definition of it, which I guess in this case, it's just really campy drag. And this outfit is campy, but it's not the same type of camp as the other outfits. Like the other outfits, like what I'm noticing, they all have like a big poofy skirt or like a flume type of thing where it's kind of just big and puffy with like a little bit of an overhang. And Taste is wearing a blue bodysuit that has stars, rhinestones, accessories, jewelry, and all that. And fairy wings with like I'm going to guess that this is probably an ostrich feather, like tail kind of cape thing that is just from the waist down. It's a good outfit, but I just don't think it fits the runway theme. Her hair, gorgeous. It's this white, I would say it's more of a gray actually. This gray updo. She's got a tiara in her hair. There's blue gems in there. And overall, it's a good outfit. She's wearing blue heels, nothing on the leg, blue bodysuit. The accessories that she has around her neck, let's count them. So you're probably going to hear my nails tapping the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I counted 8 rows of necklaces or things that go around her neck. Personally, I think that is far too many. There's quite a few necklaces and what looks to be just a big choker that's like a wraparound choker, so that one accounts for like 3 of those 8. And I think that choker probably could have been taken off. I think there's just too much going on in the neck region. And I think by taking away that choker that wraps around 3 separate times will really free up space and kind of just make her look more elegant and less like it just doesn't look like she has a neck because it's just covered by jewelry. And Taste is gorgeous. So I think that by covering most of her neck, it's kind of just doing her a disservice. She has some finger jewelry. She's wearing blue gloves that go about up just right below the elbow. They look like blue velvet gloves, which I'm obsessed with. I have a pair of red velvet gloves. Personally, I don't like them. They don't really fit right. I can't remember why I got them. I think it was so that I could put them on and then put press-on nails on top of it as opposed to on my actual nail. So that way when I put the gloves on, I had nails. You know what I mean? I saw some drag queen do that. I can't remember who, and I just never got around to actually like gluing the nail to the glove. I honestly don't think it would look that nice. It might kind of like fall apart. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll end up trying it still. I think overall, Taste's outfit is okay. Her makeup, incredible. I'm a huge fan of a dark lip line and then a lighter color in the middle, which can be easily achieved. I've done it before and I was obsessed with it. I think it just provides a good contrast for your lips, and I think it also makes your lips look a little bit bigger and a little bit more full. Overall for Taste, girl, I'm sorry. This is just not it. Next is going to be Ellie Diamond. Ellie Diamond, how can I say this politely? I don't think I think there was a challenge in the past episodes where she should have gone home, just solely based on the performance alone. Ellie Diamond, this I'm not speaking about you as a person. I'm sure you're great. I just don't know you like that. When I envisioned the top 4, I didn't see Ellie Diamond there. Personally, I will be fully gagged and gooped if Miss Ellie Diamond wins. But we shall see. This outfit. Let's talk about this outfit. So, this is a good outfit. None of these outfits are bad, like I said. They're just all a little bit different, and I would say it's just not something that I would wear, and because of that, that's what puts it second to last. So in this outfit, she's wearing red, white, and blue. Okay, interesting. She's got black and white, like, trim on everything. Well, it's white with, like, black tufts of, like, fur. You know what I mean? And so it kind of outlines her dress, and the actual dress itself. It's like it's blue, and it has these, like, there's rhinestones all over it. It is covered, stoned to death. And even the petticoat type of jacket that she's wearing is rhinestone to the gods. And I really do like this color combination, only because of how well they contrast against each other. So the blue looks good because of the red looks good because of the blue, the white pops because of the black pops because of the white. It's a good color combination. Again, I just don't see it being something that I would personally pick out to wear. It just seems a little bit more costumey than the other outfits. Well, I guess they all kind of look like costumes. I think just something about the way Ellie Diamond kind of sold it on the runway just, like, did not do it for me. You know what I mean? Her makeup, 10 out of 10. I would say probably out of all of these queens, Ellie Diamond's makeup has been consistently the best for who's in the top 4. And she has her lips painted in a way where it's like when her mouth is closed, it's like a heart. So then the rest of her lips are, like, covered with, like, foundation or concealer or something. Over-exaggerated blush, crazy blue eyeshadow makeup, stunning. The eyebrows, gorgeous. She looks just like a mime, which is kind of what a pantomime is. And her hair, Ellie Diamond kind of has this signature hair where it's, like, just big, right? And it's really coiffed and, like, really flowy, which I'm kind of into. I really do like that hair. Her little accessory piece is a little crown. Again, I don't know what it is about these queens. For some reason, they just have a lot of neck jewelry. And again, Ellie Diamond girl, you're beautiful. I think you can probably take one of those off and it would just be gorgeous. The next outfit is going to be from Lawrence Chaney. This outfit is creative. It is very different, but still very pantodame. Does that make sense? It's different from Taste's outfit, different from Ellie's, and it's pretty different from Bimini's outfit as well. Lawrence has a theme with this outfit that seems to be like sewing. There's a sewing machine on her head. There's a measuring tape kind of used as a, oh my God, what is it called? As a waist cincher. That's what it's called. And so they're numbered. It's yellow. It's marked and everything. It's gorgeous. She even has like needles that are like really big needles that are going like kind of on her shoulder area. I really like this outfit because the way that it's constructed, it's interesting to look at. There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of colors. It's teal, purple, lavender, yellow. It just goes so well together. Her hair, I'm not a fan of the style of hair, but I really do like the color of the hair, which is like this teal kind of greenish blue, which I'm absolutely into. Now, coming in at number 1, and this should be no surprise because Bimini Bon Boulash is typically going to be my number 1 pick. Her outfits are just incredible. They are so good, and just the attention to detail is there. It's just extravagant. So for her heels, we'll just start from the bottom going up. She's wearing these yellow platform heels that have rhinestones on them. There's bows on them. They go up to a little bit past her ankle, which is, I would say, a pretty good height for these. For the other photos of the queens, I'm not really able to see. Well, that's not true. I can see all of their shoes except for Ellie Diamond. I feel like going up to mid-ankle length for a shoe for this type of challenge would be a good idea. Going up, we have... I'm going to do my best to explain this outfit because it is very different than the other ones. Imagine like a Victorian-style ball gown where it's like hoop skirt, like just super big and just insane, right? Now, instead of just wearing that like around your waist, imagine you pull it up to like your neckline, like almost like your collarbones. That's what she's wearing. And it's like a light pink, like with yellow accents, yellow lace. And it gives me very much like child vibes. Like when a teeny tiny little girl is like, I want to play dress up. I want to be a princess. Like this is what she would put on. And I think it's very camp. I think what makes it the most camp is the texture that she used. It's kind of ruffled towards the bottom, and then it's like the smooth, and it goes up into another ruffled area around the top outline of it. And the gloves that she's wearing are yellow rhinestones. They look like dishwashing gloves. So if there's anything that I didn't like about this outfit, it would be that. Her makeup, painted. Again, it's very clownish. It's very... Now, when I say clownish, I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Again, we have the over-exaggerated blush, really bright eyeshadow. The hair is very simple. This entire outfit gives me very much like Melanie Martinez vibes. If you know Melanie Martinez, you kind of know like during her Crybaby era, like kind of how she looked during that. It's very much that. I could totally see Melanie Martinez wearing an outfit like this. So those are my thoughts and my opinions from Drag Race UK Season 2, Episode 8. I cannot wait to watch the finale because you best believe I'm going to talk about it. Stay tuned for After the Break where we talk about the Grammys. Girl, there's a whole lot to talk about, so stay tuned.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that brief little intermission. Now, let's talk about the Grammys. So, I have mixed opinions when it comes to the Grammys. Well, I would say award shows in general. I feel like a lot of award shows kind of don't really have a clear criteria as to what they're really looking for. Especially the Grammys. There hasn't really been... Like, I just wish the Grammys would just put out, like, a document that just said, this is what determines if you win. And I guess that might kind of defeat the purpose of it, because then people could just make music just to hit all of the criteria. But I still feel like whatever criteria the Grammys are using, like, it's just not it. It's just not it. Anybody who refers to the Grammys as the scammies, I would agree. I'm a huge Nicki Minaj fan. Nicki Minaj does not have a Grammy. So I think, first of all, that needs to be talked about. Homegirl has done work for her career, like throughout her career. And while an award does not, like, it doesn't mean that you've made it. Like, you can still be successful and not have a Grammy. I just think that, like, it's just ridiculous that there are certain artists who have worked so hard on certain albums specifically that just didn't get the recognition that they did, that they deserved. Another example of that is Lorde with her album Melodrama. I think, like, when I listen to that album, it is such a good... I'm literally at a loss for words. Can you hear me stuttering? Her album, Melodrama, is so good. Every single time that I listen to it, I'm just fully gagged every single time. Like, she just... I don't know what it is about Lorde. Like, she just knows how to make music. And I think her being robbed of a Grammy is tomfoolery at its finest. Doja Cat, another example. You cannot tell me Say So, her song Say So, was not everywhere. It was on every social media, every radio show, anything and everything. It was there. And the fact that she didn't get a Grammy for that, she has performed that song so many times. And you would think that I would get tired of watching her perform it, but I don't. And the reason for that is because every time that she performs that song, she does it differently. I know that, I can't remember if it was the American Music Awards or like the EMAs or something, where she did a rock version of that song, where she, like, it was just so grunge, and there was a reference in there from the movie The Ring, where Doja Cat crawls out of a TV and, like, right at the very beginning, and then she performs the song. Like, it is just sickening. It is such... I am so heated that she did not win a Grammy. I am so angry about that. I believe it was Best New Artist that she was nominated for and unfortunately did not win. However, Miss Megan Thee Stallion did win. I am also a huge fan of Megan Thee Stallion. And if Doja Cat were to lose to anybody, I am glad that it was Megan Thee Stallion. So let's talk about the outfits. So there's multiple outfits that I have in front of me from the entire Grammys award show. I have some red carpet looks. I have some award acceptance looks. And I have multiple artists on here who I just think killed it. One artist that I want to highlight specifically is Miss Dua Lipa. If you have not heard of Dua Lipa, please pause this episode, go to Instagram, type in Dua Lipa, look at her Instagram, engage with her, like all of her photos, comment if you want to. Then once you've gone through her Instagram, go to Apple Music, go to Spotify, wherever you listen to your music, go there, type in Dua Lipa, and then type in Levitating, her song Levitating. I want you to listen to her song Levitate. Oh my gosh. Listen to her song Levitating featuring DaBaby and tell me that it is not stunning. Dua Lipa just is the perfect example of a pop superstar. And I would consider her a pop star. A pop superstar, not today. However, in the future, if she keeps going at the pace that she is going, absolutely. She will absolutely be a pop superstar. And let's talk about the looks that she gave us for the Grammys. When she started off her song, Levitating for the Grammys, she was wearing this gorgeous pink ball gown. And it was just incredible. It was so big, so flowy, and just everything. She had her hair down. She had her makeup just perfect. Pink eyeshadow, perfect placement for all of her blush, contour, highlight, everything. And then the reveal. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. The reveal into what she was wearing underneath was incredible. Right, because she's performing, right? I can't remember how the song goes. Something. I'm levitating. And then everything goes black. And all you see is her silhouette. And then you see her take off the dress, her ball gown. She takes it off. And then reveals... Actually, wait, no. I'm remembering this incorrectly. Let me correct myself. Okay, so she's wearing the ball gown, right? And then DaBaby starts doing his raps, and then she goes off stage, and then she changes into a different outfit. And this outfit, still gorgeous. It is I would say like a silverish pink, fully rhinestoned blazer. Like, nope, like nothing else. And it was incredible. It was so breathtaking because the way that the lights were just reflecting it, 10 out of 10, Miss Dua Lipa. It was gorgeous, right? And then this is where the reveal happens. So she's wearing the blazer, and then song's playing. I'm levitating. Goes black. She tosses the jacket to the dancer next to her. And then the lights come back on, and she is wearing this outfit that is just showing so much skin. And it is everything that I did not know that I needed from Dua Lipa. They almost kind of look like shorts, but they're a little bit smaller than that, I guess. Again, everything pink, fully rhinestoned, fully sparkly, just incredible. And just watching her move around that stage, it looked so effortless and just like she knew what she was doing. And with Dua Lipa in the past, you may remember a viral video about her. I don't want to get into the specifics because it did not paint her in the best light. She wasn't dancing in a way that was flattering to herself or the song. And I would say she got bullied for it, primarily by her fans. But I think it really did push her to become a better artist, because when you, like, it was literally like watching a completely different person on that stage, which I had absolute time for. The next outfit that I want to talk about with everybody is from Doja Cat. I've mentioned her so many times. Like I said, I'm just obsessed with her, right? Specifically the outfit that she performed in, not her red carpet outfit. We're not going to talk about the red carpet outfit because it's not cute. It's Beetlejuice vibes, and it's just not. So the outfit that she performed in, it's like this all black, like rubber latex, skin tight suit that just has like definition on like her joints, like her elbows, her wrist, her boobs, her hips, and just her neck, everything. And it goes into like this cap. So it's like covering her head because it's like skin tight, and there's like I can't tell if it's a pony, like if it's supposed to be like a ponytail, like her hair, or like a whip. Does that make sense? I think it's hair because it's really, it looks like a lot of hair, but it could also be a whip. I'm not entirely sure. It's giving me very dominatrix vibes, very powerful. And her makeup, let me tell you, just whoever did her makeup, I think she put it in the, it's on her Instagram. She put it in the caption, who the creative director was, the stylist, the makeup artist who designed her outfit. Like, she put all that in there. Whoever did her makeup did a phenomenal job, because just the way that she's glaring at the camera and just the placement of her makeup is perfect. You can tell that whoever her makeup artist was just was so careful and so precise with everything that they did. It's incredible. She's wearing, for her makeup, a nude lip. Her cheeks are contoured perfectly. I cannot get over how perfect her contour is. Her nose, it literally looks like she can't breathe, which is every person's goal when they contour their nose, is to just have their nose be non-existent, which is perfect. Her eyes, I don't know what it is about her eyes. I think it's the way that her eyeliner is done. It gives her that very like narrow shaped eye and really like focused and dramatic type of like flare up and out towards the edges. And she's wearing falsies, which incredible. Like, you can kind of see from like the side that if she were to like look up, they would fully be like in her eyebrows, which is perfect, because there's nothing more than I love than just like really long, over-exaggerated lashes. I think these lashes are long, but they are by no means over-exaggerated. If you look at drag queen Rock'em Sakura on Instagram, she what she'll do is she'll take a normal pair of lashes and she'll take paper and cut them into triangles, like really long, I want to say like maybe a foot long triangles, and like stiffen them out so that they stay whatever shape they are, and she'll glue them to those lashes. So that way when she puts them on, she has insane lashes that cover her entire face. But for some reason, it kind of just works, right? So Doja Cat, girl, you were robbed. I'm sure you probably agree. And I am absolutely looking forward to what you continue to do with your career. Now, somebody that I have also mentioned before, whose outfit I want to talk about, Megan Thee Stallion. She is wearing this orange gown that is insane. It is so incredibly long, and it's like the way that it's set up, it's like it's short in the front, and there's a really, really big bow on her back, and the part that like you tie the bow with, like the ends of the bow, are like this train that is just dragging behind her. It's such a bright orange color, and it complements her skin tone so incredibly well. And Megan Thee Stallion, as we all know, body for days. Like, her legs are immaculate, because in this photo, she's doing like a little over the shoulder looking at the camera moment, and she has one of her legs out so you can see her legs, and her shoes are a strappy heel also at the ankle that has I don't know like the official term for it, but they're like those like little like spikes. It was really popular on like leather jackets for them to be kind of like on like the shoulders or like the cuff of like the wrist part of it. So I see that on the heel, which I'm not too crazy about. It doesn't really match anything else, only because I don't see them anywhere else on the outfit. But I still think like that's a tiny detail that like I can overlook because this dress is incredible. Now, something that I also want to talk about is Miss Halle Bailey. Not to be confused with the Halle Berry. Too many people have made that joke, which is not. Anyways, she is gorgeous. She is so pretty. Her and her sister, Chloe and Hallie, are just incredible. This outfit that she's wearing is a simple mini dress. It's like a tannish color that has little black like rectangles on it, and the headband that she's wearing goes from about like her hairline probably back, taking up a majority of the space on the top of her head, and it's the same kind of pattern as her dress. Now, they said on their Instagram like that they weren't able to go to the Grammys. However, they're still going to dress for it, which I think is perfect. This outfit is so incredible, and I'm pretty sure she matched with her sister, which I love. I think that them as a pair, incredible. I think them individually, just as incredible. So my overall thoughts on the Grammys, I think some of the outfits were good, some of them were bad. I don't want to talk about Lizzo's red carpet outfit, the little mint green dress. We're not going to talk about that. But I think overall, fashion-wise, incredible. So now that I've told you guys my thoughts about the Grammys, stay tuned for After the Break, where I talk to you guys about skincare. That's right, we're going from fashion to skincare. I'm going to talk to you about everything you need to know about serums and what they do. So stay tuned.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast, dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Welcome back, everybody. I cannot believe that this episode is almost over. However, we still have some things to talk about. I want to talk about your skin. You've been neglecting it recently. Would you agree? I think you do. It's okay because I have to. I really have to. You would think I have a lot more free time at home now. You would think that I would be taking better care of my skin. But sometimes, like just before bed, I'll be in my room and I'll just be like, do I really want to get up just to do my 30-minute skincare routine? No, let's just go to bed. You know what I mean? There's one person in my life who is so dedicated to their skincare routine, and that's my cousin, Nina. Homegirl, it does not matter what time it is. It does not matter what she's doing. It does not matter where she is. She will do her skincare routine before she goes to bed. I admire that so much about her. I don't know how she does it. I remember one time I was with my cousins and we were trying to think of something to do. And I was like, oh, let's play a game, and the loser we get to pick what the punishment is for the loser. And then they were like, okay, like that seems kind of dumb, but I guess, right? Because we didn't have anything else to do. And so then first we wanted to come up with what everybody's punishment would be. And the punishment that we came up with for Nina was that she would not do her skincare routine for that night. And she fought us on it. She was like, that's dumb. I'm not doing that. Like, think of something else. Like, that's stupid. Like, she is dedicated to her skincare routine. And it shows. Homegirl skin is great. It's great. And if you look on my personal Instagram, you can probably find a picture of her on there. She's great. So let's talk about skincare serums. So after you wash your face, right, you go through with your cleanser and your skin is nice and clean. Then you go through your serums, right? So let's talk about step 2 in your skincare routine. So what I'm going to go through is kind of the vitamins that you would typically find in a serum, some of the ingredients that are in there, and kind of what they do, and different ways you can combine your serums to help you with your skincare, whatever problem you may be facing, right? So first, let's start with going through the different types of vitamins that can be in a serum. So there's vitamin A, vitamin B3, B5, vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin E. So vitamin A is going to be your retinoids. They can be kind of irritating on the skin just as your skin kind of just starts to adjust to it. And for a retinoid, it's one of those products where you want to slowly introduce it into your skincare routine and then slowly like taper off if you want to stop using it. It's one of those. And it really helps with just general acne, which most of these vitamins will. It's also really good for hyperpigmentation. If you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, then a retinoid would be good for that. Typically, for a retinoid, with my experience with retinoids, it's something that I typically would place on my under eye area just because it'll help, again, with hyperpigmentation, fine lines, and wrinkles that even as a 20-year-old, I have under my eyes because it's genetic. You know what I'm saying? You can find, like, pretty much all of these. You can either find in certain makeup products, or not makeup, any skincare products. You can also get them over the counter if you want something more strong, so that it's a lot more targeted for something. You know what I mean? I haven't really seen any prescription products for it, but I would imagine that you could probably find some that have retinoid in them, just so that it's more tailored for a certain person. You know what I mean? Moving on is vitamin B3, which is also known as niacinamide. So your skin can handle niacinamide. It's not a super potent product. And niacinamide, this is personally one that I use. It can help with inflammation, hyperpigmentation. If your skin has a little bit of discoloration in certain spots, then by all means, a niacinamide will kind of help that. It's also supposed to help minimize the appearance of pores. Now, I've told you guys this before. Your pores are not muscles. They do not open and close. However, if you fill them with good stuff, like a niacinamide serum, then it will minimize the appearance of them since they're filled in with something that's clear, so that it's, you know what I'm saying, gives you more of that like glass porcelain type skin. And niacinamide I really like niacinamide because you can pretty much pair it with really anything. Like I said, it's not a super potent product, and it's not something that's going to like really damage your skin. Vitamin B5, again, your skin can handle B5. It's great for your skin. It can help boost the hydration in your skin, as well as repair your skin barrier. So say you've exfoliated your face with a chemical exfoliant in the past too many times, and now your skin is sensitive and red all the time and just irritated, then vitamin B5 will help kind of slowly start to repair your skin barrier so that your skin is a little bit more even and a little bit more, like I said, porcelain. Most hydrating skincare products are probably going to have B5. it's most common in moisturizer since it is a hydrating boost. But I'm sure, again, you could probably find just a B5 serum just itself and then just use that too. The next one is going to be a vitamin C serum. I don't have too much experience with a vitamin C serum for skincare. However, based on the research that I've done, it can help stimulate the collagen in your skin to help improve. Oh my gosh. Improve your hyperpigmentation and add kind of a little bit of a glow to your skin just to make you look a little bit more radiant and a little bit more glowy. You know what I mean? Vitamin D, everybody knows this, comes from the sun, right? It is best used in your body through sun exposure, meaning that like if your skin is like really, really bumpy and if you have a lot of skin texture, then a lot of the time what might help is a vitamin D, either a supplement for vitamin D or going outside more, spending more time outdoors. It's really good for that because it'll help boost up the skin cells that your skin can kind of start to even out from all of that texture. Now, vitamin E is one that I have a lot of experience with. So vitamin E, again, your skin can tolerate it very well. And it's often found in other serums paired with vitamin C. And I really like vitamin E. Specifically, I use a vitamin E oil. I got mine from Trader Joe's. I really like it just as a general moisturizer, pretty much for my entire body. If my hands get too dry, I'll put it on my hands and it makes my hands super duper soft. I like to put it on my face after I've gone through my entire routine. You do have to be really careful when it comes to using a vitamin E oil or any oil really as a moisturizer, because if you're like me, I am already super, super ridiculously oily. And so when I put on vitamin E oil, I am glistening. Like my face, it looks like I just dipped my face in water. Like that's how shiny my face is. And I typically will only put a vitamin E oil on my face like at night. So that way while I'm sleeping, my skin can kind of like do what it needs to do with the oil. So that way when I wake up in the morning, I can kind of take like a paper towel or like my shower towel and kind of just like dab off whatever's left, because a majority of the time what's left on my skin is like regular oil that like my skin has produced too much of. So I can just pat it off and then boom, my skin's matte, it's well hydrated, it's not dry, and it's just 10 out of 10. So those are all of the vitamins. Now I'm going to tell you how you can pair them with other skincare products to achieve certain goals, right? So the first one is going to be pairing vitamin C with an SPF, which is like sunscreen, right? So say you have a vitamin C serum. If you have sunscreen in your hand and you put just a couple of drops in with your sunscreen, it's really going to improve how effective your sunscreen is from the UV rays from the sun. So if you find that your skin doesn't react well from too much sun exposure and you find that just sunscreen is just not enough, then I would recommend trying a vitamin C serum boost into your sunscreen. The next one is going to be a salicylic acid, which is a chemical exfoliant, and niacinamide, which we talked about earlier. This will help decrease the amount of oil that your skin is producing, and not necessarily like drying out your skin, but more so like if your skin is producing an excess amount of oil, then this is a combination you will want to use. Like I said before, I have hella oily skin, and this is a combination that I use for myself, a salicylic acid and a niacinamide. I use the Polish Choice salicylic acid and the ordinary niacinamide. And I do find that it does help with my oil control, and it really does kind of just make my pores look a little bit more clear. I do find that if I use a salicylic acid and a niacinamide and the vitamin E oil, I feel like that's overwhelming my pores a little bit. So then I would just go in with a regular 1 pump of the Cerave nighttime moisturizer. And I just do 1 pump because I just want a thin layer of moisturizer, since all that serum is in there. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be producing a preposterous amount of oil, right? The next combination is going to be a retinol and a niacinamide. Now, if you have more mature skin, then this is a good combination, because what it does is it'll increase the rate of which your cells are reproducing on your skin, then resulting in softer looking skin, more radiant skin, just more fresh skin. Does that make sense? Like I said, it's going to overall just increase the rate of your cell turnover, so that way you're just looking as youthful and as soft and supple as possible. The last combination is going to be a vitamin C and a glycolic acid. Now, for this combination, you would use the vitamin C in the morning, glycolic acid at night. And what this will do is overall, it'll kind of brighten your skin and make you look just so much more radiant and just glowy and just magnificent. So next, what I want to talk to you guys about is certain products and why you use them, like what you can use them for, as well as the type of skin that it would best benefit, if that makes any sense. So the first one we're going to start off with is a retinoid, which I've talked about earlier. It'll help with oil production, increase your skin cell turnover, help with inflammation, and it overall will hydrate your skin. This is going to be really good for pretty much all skin types. Anybody can really use this, and it won't be damaging. But it works especially well for people with skin that gets more irritated a lot more easily. And I think that, like I said, like the skin underneath your eyes is super thin and super delicate. And so I think that that's why it works, because it's soft enough to not irritate your skin. You know what I mean? Next is going to be an AHA, which is going to help your skin cell turnover again, hydration, and it'll overall reduce the pH of your skin, which will help just even out your skin tone, make sure that everything that's going on with your skin is just as good as it can be, right? Now, again, this is going to be good for all skin types, but if you have really dry skin, this will help because, again, it's one of those really hydrating products that's just overall really good. Next is going to be BHA, which is, again, good for oil, skin cell turnover. It's good because it has anti-inflammatory properties as well as antibacterial properties. I wouldn't really recommend it for somebody who has dry skin, only because the main aspect of a BHA is to kind of reduce the amount of oil that you're producing. So if you have oily skin, this is going to be the best for you. So that is all I have for you guys today for episode 98. I hope you guys had a whole lot of fun being here. I hope you learned something, and I hope I was just interesting to listen to. Make sure you give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter. Both are going to be GSMC_beauty. We post content on there every single day and constantly posting on the story. So make sure you give us a follow. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. Make sure you're subscribed and leave us a nice review. I hope to see you guys in episode 99.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts, Beauty Tips Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network, from health and wellness to entertainment and life and happiness to sex and relationships. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Beauty Tips Podcast.